Kaylan, better known as Professor Cygnus and Angels. We pray that everyone has healthy eating, appropriate speech, appropriate behavior, appropriate clothing, appropriate spacing, and knowing the science and anatomy of all things. Also remembering to have the goals of the body, the household, and the outside of non-sinful and independently. You all, big news. Today, the rheumatic fever was hurting terribly, and no matter what I tried to do, I could not get rid of it, rid of the problem. So we'll tell you something about the power of nature and the power of natural healing. After getting the melon from the garden, today it was absolutely incredible to actually experience that there was no longer pain, a little bit of pain in the eyes, but all of the other pain is just gone. This is so powerful, you all, and this is better than any chemical that any doctor has to give. And we'll tell you something right now, when it comes to the power of nature, that's the first thing you should ever turn to. Always focus on what you're eating. Did you consume anything to feel the pain? We know that it's a rheumatic fever, but it's the fact that watermelon has incredible empowerment. Cantaloupe has a lot of minerals, base minerals in there that can really change the way that your body operates. These are living chloroplast cells that are alive, and they become one with our body. There is an incredible difference to what was felt this morning and what was felt after eating the watermelon. Now the rest, after getting this piece, the rest of this will be put out for the animals, because I always make sure, my angels and I always make sure that the animals have food as well. This is the animal sanctuary through here. And so it's so important, you all, to turn to nature. If you have a problem, turn to nature. If you feel terrible, turn to nature. That is the answer. That is where the power is. Watermelon can help your muscles, can help mucus break up, and cantaloupe has lots of minerals. Watermelon has incredible mineral bases that can change all of the fluids that are sticky and sticking together. And once this gets flown through the blood, there is amazement of empowerment that is done. And speaking from experience, literally the rheumatic fever was feeling terrible this morning, and now it's like a completely different feeling. So there is a major shift of immediately after eating this, a few minutes later when it started to flow through the bloodstream. That's when things really started to feel better. And we want to tell you all that nature is greater than any chemical that doctors have to give. So you need to turn to the garden. Look at what you're eating. Do not get junk food. It's foolish to get junk food when you could get a wonderful watermelon that can benefit your health entirely. You eat not for taste. You eat for benefit. This is absolutely incredibly beneficial. And we encourage everyone to grow a garden, because if you grow a garden, then you definitely can have the power of nature straight from the garden. And you can help end climate change as well. So remember to always turn to nature. If you ever have a problem, do not go straight to a doctor that's just going to give you chemicals, okay? Because those chemicals can be very dangerous. And that's like last resort. You want to stick to nature, get you some watermelon. Ginger root is natural antifungal. Onions are really good for you. There's someone named Barbara, a retired nurse, and she spoke about how she had experience with onions, and she went to the doctor's field, and there was doctors giving her child chemical after chemical. Then she got a little bit of onions, dropped that in the child's ear. The child never had ear infection again, and the chemicals never did do what nature could do. And our example now is this watermelon, on how this morning the rheumatic fever was hurting terribly. And I would never get pain medication. That's unnatural. Never choose anything unnatural. It will cause terrible effects, and it's not good for you. And so you want to stick to nature, because our body's deprived from nature. So if you go against what you deprive from, then you're going to have major issues. And so I've always refused pain medications. After I was hit by a 3,000-pound car, I refused all medications, of pain medications or anything else. They actually had tried to get me on pain medications. After I left, I said, absolutely not. I'm not going to do anything unnatural. And I did take a lot of pain as far as what I felt, but I was not going to take any pain medication because nature was where it was at. The diet change is where it was at. The diet needed to be changed, so guess what? The diet got changed. That was many years ago. And so sticking to the power of nature for many years has really created me to be this strong being, even after the severe brain injury and getting hit by a car, even after all the injuries and trauma. Nature has really supported me in ways that my body really needed. And my angels were there for me also. So we are very thankful for this watermelon. We are thankful for the power of nature and you all. Next time you think about the candy bar on the shelf or whatsoever else, you need to stop thinking like that and get that watermelon. Get that cantaloupe. Get the ginger root on the shelf. Very good. Next time you think of the little thing that you usually get, like those chips on the shelf whatsoever else, and that's about $4 or $5. Next thing you know, you look at the watermelon, that's only $2. You get 2 watermelons. This is more than money can buy. We have the garden song that we sing to the garden. And so perhaps the chloroplast cells could recognize the song if we sang to them. As we sing thankfully, little seed you will be, a fruitful plant and veggie, helping the community. You was created with chloroplast cells.